drive around in a circle, and I'm gonna shut the up. Is a press record, please.
Alright, so now since we're kind of getting more into the Abrahamic religions, so just to clarify, the Abrahamic religions are an umbrella that includes Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, and Islam.
And I think let's start off with, should we finish our Gabriel one, or should we actually move forward to a bigger topic that I have in my mind?
We can finish up Gabriel and then go to that.
Alright.
So, we said for Gabriel, he's a messenger a lot of times.
Yes, he was more of the messenger that you explained. He was more of the messenger for the Catholicism Bible, as well as for the, what was it, Quran, or was it the...
So, for multiple works like that,
yeah,
he would often go to prophets and tell them about, like, you know, God's image, what were the expectations, kind of stuff related to that. Like, the one example I had was Gabriel went to go tell Muhammad, the prophet for Islam.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff, and that's why the Quran was made, but then there's also another one for the Bible, I think, or a type of Bible.
Yeah. Because one of the main ones was for Gabriel was he was the messenger for Mary, for Jesus, and everything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He was also the messenger for John the Baptist, I think is what it was. Yeah, he told the birth of him as well.
Yeah. So, should we go to the next topic now?
Yeah, so the one you want to talk about.
Easy. I actually want to talk about is the Lucifer one, actually. Because, in a sense, there actually is a difference between Lucifer in the show and Lucifer in the Bible. A little bit. Due to the fact that one of the biggest things was Satan, in a sense. Mm-hmm. How they have Lucifer portrayed as Satan. Mm-hmm. Even though Satan and God are actually Satan and Lucifer are like two separate entities altogether. For Lucifer, in a sense, he was in the biblical sense, he was more of the one of the spirits for hell, more into for like the, what was it, like pride, I think, because how prideful he was, like for the 7 sins. While Satan, he was more of the overlord, who is the pretty much the demon who took control.
So you're saying Lucifer is one of the 7 sins instead of...
He was originally an archangel, but he actually became the 7 sins. But that's how it's told in several different iterations of the Bible. That's how most cases they like to fuse Lucifer and Satan together as one being, in a sense. Two at the same time.
I've only heard that when it comes to, for example, Good Omens. Mm-hmm. So we were trying to talk about who Crowley was. Yeah. Which really confused me because I was so used to hearing that they were the same, that Satan and Lucifer were the same person. Or the same essence, entity, I guess you could say. And also that's another thing as well, because I know in the show, for example, so in the Bible and another thing, in other tellings, they said that he was cast down from heaven, and then they had the whole war because it said that he was jealous of humans. Yeah. And then you have then Supernatural that says he wasn't that bad of a, like...
He wasn't that bad of a guy.
He wasn't that bad of a guy until he got the mark. Mm-hmm. That ended up turning into the mark of Cain. Yeah. Which they said that corrupted him. And that he was then trying to pass it on to one of the humans. Yeah. And that he wanted to pass it on to Abel, but then Cain struck up a deal. Yeah. Saying that he would take it, but he had to kill
his brother, in a sense.
Yeah, but then you have the one of the tellings pretty much saying that, like, that he killed his brother out of jealousy because the Lord, as it said, was I think it was in Genesis, was had favored more of
Abel,
what Abel was doing, because he was also giving the fat off of the lambs or something.
In a sense, Cain thought God had a favor more with Abel than anyone else. That's in the Bible sense. But for the supernatural sense, it was more that the mark of Cain, in a sense, that was actually originally a seal for Armara, was more influencing him to actually try to go into his evil ways, give him false attacks, more like, do this, you must. Pretty much persuading him to kill his own brother, in a sense, even though Cain never wanted to.
Yeah. They were also saying that the mark was given to Cain by the Lord because it was supposed to protect him from being killed. They said, you can't stay in one place, you gotta keep moving around, but we're gonna make sure you're not killed, because whoever kills you, you'll be avenged sevenfold.
Yeah.
And apparently it continued multiplying with every generation or something. Which, actually kind of hearing about that, do you think that's why so much might have gone wrong with Dean and Sam after Dean received the mark?
Yes and no, not really.
Because if it's sevenfold, look, they, like, not only did Dean get his mom back, she then got killed afterwards. Cass got killed. Or Cassiel got killed at one point, which he's another one I want to talk about in a moment.
Okay.
His dad came back, then they had to send him back again.
Yeah.
A lot of other people they knew died as well, including Crowley.
They died, but like same way too. They died, or they either came back from a different dimension as well.
Yeah, and then the fact that at the literal end of the series, they go against God. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sevenfold, I guess.
Maybe.
Because he does kill Cain.
But at the time, he, like, either him and Cain actually had, like, the same marking in a sense.
Yeah, but it also said that another thing, too, was that nobody could kill Cain as long as he had the mark. Because the mark was supposed to be protective, and that's why a lot of like, the people who of a certain tribe of his would have the same tattoo.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have Dean that's then killed by Metatron, who's an actual angel.
Yeah.
Which is really funny. They make him a dick in Supernatural, but then they also make him a dick in Good Omens. Yeah, and then but to go back to angels for that as well, Cassiel, I think he's based off of Cassiel, which is actually I believe it was Judaism, a archangel as well. So Cassiel was also the angel of Saturn, as well the angel of tears, and I think temperance, I think it was called. Where oftentimes he would be used to tell where an enemy was running if he was running away. Yeah. Which also, speaking of that, it's really interesting how they really changed Castiel for that. And then one other thing that I'm kind of then about to go into the multiverse thing right after this. There are multiple versions of Castiel in different universes that was made, right? Yeah. So I'm really curious what other iterations there were, because we didn't see anything of Crowley, and we especially didn't see anything of Lilith, which Lilith is actually from Judaism. She's not mentioned in anything else, as far as I know. Which, Lilith was actually made the same way as Adam was. Yeah. And so Lilith is the mother of all demons. And apparently in Judaism, her kids with Adam were the first demons. And then they have Eve that was made from Adam, instead of made out of clay, I guess it says here. And even the Adam and Eve story is in every Abrahamic religion, I believe. So that's another thing. Yeah, but to go back, I'm just really curious about how these differences would have been in the multiverse as well.
So we're gonna drive around in a circle, and I'm gonna shut the up. Funny thing, my manager works there. Is press record, please.
I've already pressed it. I've been waiting for you to go quiet. I'll cut it.